What's up, YouTube world?
I like the way you look at me. One touch is just too much for me.
So today I'm going to be giving y'all a little advice on what it's like to go to the HBCU or what to expect. Maybe I can cram all of this in one video, maybe not, I don't know. So there might be multiple parts to this in a separate video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. First things first, I am a sophomore at the Kentucky State University. So yeah, I'm rocking one of my free wrinkled shirts. It says British. Basically, like if you've seen Grownish or Blackish, it's kind of like what that is. And the school was founded in 1886, and our colors is green and gold. Thoroughbred horse is our mascot, and one of our favorite chants, or I don't know what you call it. So someone will start off and say, "Who you with?" and then in response, the crowd or another person or whatever, or whoever else is around, will say K-State. So it's "Who you with? K-State. Who you with? K-State. Who you with? K-State. Who you with? K-State." So yeah, it's kind of like that, but more energy, of course. But you know, here by myself. Yeah, that's a little bit on myself and Kentucky State University, also known as K-State. Sorry if I'm talking too fast, y'all. It's just I don't want this video to be too long, and I really don't want to do a multiple part, but if I have to, I will. For me, the transition from high school to freshman year of college, it was smooth. It was great, actually. Well, that period of time was probably filled with some very memorable moments, some of my favorite moments. I am from Kentucky, so I always had easy access to things that I needed. Family was always near. So yeah, so that being said, before you commit to a school, make sure that you know that the distance between home and the school you choose is fitting for you and your family. And make sure that if you know you're one of those kind of people that have to go back and forth home a lot, just keep that in mind, especially if you don't have easy access to transportation, like having a car or whatever. So just keep that in mind. Make sure that you do some pretty good research on the school that you choose. Part of why I do talk about Kentucky State on my social media or my channel is solely because Kentucky State students haven't, or faculty or staff or anything, hasn't really publicized a lot that goes on in the school. And that's not because they're hiding anything or anything like that. I just think that we are such a small school that nobody really is worried whether or not, you know, there's footage of events, social gatherings, academic stuff. And I just feel like you don't want your students to come in blinded. You want them to know what they're getting themselves into. So with that being said, that's kind of why I do upload videos or try to respond to incoming freshmen, because I didn't have that tool when I was picking a school and when I chose Kentucky State University. I got lucky because I am literally 30-45 minutes at the most away from my house. Like literally, I live in a couple counties down, and literally Kentucky State was always around. We have this thing called the Roots and Heritage. It's a cultural festival, and they always come and perform. Their band was awesome. This is before I attended the school. So I was like, oh my god, like I love it. Then I've been to a couple homecomings and like a few tailgating, and I've always seen it. So I was comfortable making that decision without really researching the school. I wouldn't suggest that for people who live further than I do, because it was easy for me to just go home if I was uncomfortable, which I wasn't, but just in case I was, I had that easy access to go back home. So make sure you do research, and that also goes into the reason why I did choose Kentucky State University. One, it was close to home. It was just enough distance for me because I am very needy, and being close to home was comfortable for me. But not being right in my city, because I didn't want to be that close to home, because I wanted to be able to experience stuff without the input of others or influences that I was used to during high school and throughout my whole life. So Kentucky State was kind of the right balance for me. 2, it's an HBCU. My first high school was mostly minorities, meaning Black students, Hispanic students, Asian students. There were a few, we did have a decent amount of white students at our school, but it was mostly Black students or Hispanic students. So I was comfortable in that setting, and that's why that school still holds like a lot of value to me versus my second high school, which I went to for junior and senior year of high school, which was predominantly white. There were a lot of Black students and other students of other backgrounds, but there was way more white students than there were African American students, and I just felt outnumbered, and I didn't feel as comfortable. I felt comfortable because I got used to it, but I didn't feel as comfortable as I did when I went to my first high school. So I was like, I don't want to have to walk on eggshells, being that I'm going to be at this school, living there, sleeping there, going to class. You know, I just feel like I would be on campus way too much to feel not at ease, basically. So I was like, I want to be comfortable. I want to be around people that look like me, that have some of the same or similar aspirations as I do, because that motivates me and that is encouraging. So that's why I chose an HBCU versus any other college or PWI. So those are 2 main reasons. The last reason that I chose Kentucky State University was because in-state tuition was way cheaper, and I'm broke. So and I'm taking out loans for my in my name, so it kind of just worked out for me a little better than going out of state. Plus I didn't have a car at the time. Now I have a car, so that works out. Along with that, when you go to an HBCU or you are looking into going to an HBCU, just know that the minority out in the real world is going to be the majority on that campus 9 times out of 10. If you aren't, you know, a person of color, just know that HBCUs accept everybody. It's not just for Black students, it's for everyone. These campuses were just founded on and based off of higher education for the Black community. So with that being said, they can't restrict or deny anyone of being accepted, because it's for everyone. So if you are not a person of color, then just know, research as well, and make sure that you're putting yourself in the type of environment that you aren't feeling welcome. So just keep that in mind. And look, this is my channel, and I'm gonna be translucent with y'all. I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. So we do have white students and Hispanic, Asian, and that's just from what I've seen. And I'm sure that there are other people from other backgrounds that go there. I just I don't know. But yeah, so make sure that's something you want to do and that you are welcomed, and there's nothing that separates the two. So it also feels good being a minority in the real world than coming to a campus where it's so many people like you, and those people want to do some of the same things that you want to do and want to be successful and want to create a better life for themselves. So that was something that motivated me and impacted my decision. So when you get to campus, sometimes it depends on the school. They may tell you who your roommate is either when you get there in August or in the middle of the summer. Some schools, I'm sure, give you the option. I know Kentucky State gives you the option to pick your roommate, which is works for some people, doesn't work for others. Keeping in mind, if you are gonna request a roommate, and whoever it is, whether it's a relative, whether it's a friend, make sure that y'all lay down ground rules, or y'all know what to expect when living with each other, because it is a whole nother thing being friends or related to somebody and then going and living with them in a small space. So keep that in mind. Also, when you get to your dorm, get there before your roommate, because I'm telling you, picking your side first is just so relieving. If you have the opportunity to be there before them, do it, because when I tell you, I went in my room and I was like, okay, if I'm on this side, then da 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 da. Like, I just had a whole moment. I was like, well, if the door opens on that side and I'm getting dressed and then somebody looking at me through the door, then da 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 da. Then da da da.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I ended up picking the side behind the door, so if somebody opened the door, I was on this side. So if I was changing, nobody could see me. But if I was on that side, they could see me. If you get what I'm saying. Keep your stuff on your side, basically. That's just all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Keep your side on your side, your stuff on your side, and don't touch nothing on my side unless, you know, you ask me, or we have that agreement that we can, you know, use each other's stuff even when the other one's not around, which me and my roommate are comfortable enough to do that. But that's not, everybody ain't fortunate to do that. There is a welcome week for our school for the freshmen. Make sure you attend all the events. That's when you're gonna start meeting people and you're gonna start to get familiar with the campus. So take that and be open to the things that they are offering, and just be open-minded. Even if you're not used to that, just be mindful that these things are provided because they are beneficial in a way. So take advantage of those. Plus you get free stuff. You get bracelets, you get shirts, you get hats, you get fanny packs, you get all kind of free stuff. So don't miss out on that, because I'm telling you, that's gonna be half your wardrobe right there. You're not gonna want to be cute every day going to class. You're gonna be dressed like this with some leggings. Find you a mentor. Or you don't, it doesn't even have to be a mentor, just somebody that you can go to, that you're comfortable, you know, expressing yourself or things that you're going through. Someone you can be open with and them not judge you, and them give you good advice, because that is so helpful. Because there's so many times that I have a question and I don't know who to ask, and I'm just like, I don't want to ask my friends because it's got something to do with them. I don't want to ask family because it's got something to do with them. Sometimes you just want that anonymous, trustworthy opinion. I don't know how I'm saying it, but like, mentors are very helpful. It could be a peer, it could be faculty or member staff, it could be a professor. Also build a relationship with your professor, because I'm telling you, if you got that C or that D and midterms come around, or the end of the semester come around, and you've been communicating with them all semester, they're gonna look out. But if you just try to pop up last minute and be like, can you help me? Where you been all semester? That's how they gonna read that email or look at you during their office hours. Don't play with them. Don't play with them. Maintaining your priorities is going to be essential. Making sure that everything that is mandatory, necessary, required, all of that, make sure that the important stuff is prioritized over the stuff like fun and the freedom and stuff that you have, because that can put you back both in class, mentally, physically, socially. Like, it can put you back a lot and prevent you from going forward and being successful within your years of college. And by that, I'm saying put your classes and your classwork over partying. Don't be doing too much partying and then barely turning in your assignments. Why is it that you can go and twerk, but you can't turn in your work? Oh my God, I'm really cold with this.